Welcome to the channel. Today on Super Duper Garage, we are going to be installing some Baja Design lights on my Ram 2500. I have a 23 Ram 2500 Mega Cab. You can probably see the Mega Cab part a little here. I installed a winch on it a couple months ago, and I have everything up on revkit.com, which I'll include the link down in the bio for that. But today we're going to be adding lights right next to that winch from Baja Designs, some Squadrons SAE. So first we're going to do some unboxing from the Squadrons and the little brackets that are going to go with it from a company called Vice Designs. If you haven't heard of Vice Designs, they're the ones that I use to mount the winch to the Ram. It's a great kit, very impressed with it. They're up out of Canada, but let's get to looking at that kit. So let me get this set up here. Come on, GoPro. Oops. All right. First, the box from Vice Designs. So, like I said, the winch is actually already installed. So just the two brackets, one on each side of the mount, just nicely, nice metal, nice thick, nicely powder coated. And the mounting hardware. And the piece de resistance. Baja Designs SAE Squadrons. So I went with these because I wanted something a little more fog light type style versus just bright. So that's why I went with the SAE style, which is kind of more of a fog light style versus just bright. I didn't want just a bright light. Not what I was after. So what we got, and I have to go with this size to go where, and I'll show you that kind of here in a second. Just the way the kit and the space provided. It'd be great to put something bigger, but just not something that is available. The mounting kit, the whole wiring harness that comes with it. Probably not going to use all of this. We're actually going to wire it into the factory auxiliary switch. So we'll figure out that part also on today's episode. So power ground, fuse, the different plugs for each light. And if you were going to do your own switch, mount it somewhere, they include that with it. Some of their own mounting hardware. Looks like some different adapters possibly. We'll get into that once we get installing. One thing I did just remember, disconnect your battery. as you can tell, that makes a much of a bigger hole on each side. Now, time to start fitting. As you can tell, this does come with these sensors. We got to make sure to leave those there, otherwise it kind of gets pissed off the systems. So let's see how these sensors fit now. Not sensors. Ha! Let's see how these lights fit. There we go. And before, it's a WARN VR12K winch, since I couldn't remember earlier. Alright, we are going to put one together on the bracket, and then we will get it attached. See if it's easier to do it this way, or to, I figure it's going to be easier to do it this way before we actually mount it up, but to be honest, I really don't know. And it does not come with instructions, so we'll see. Now again, I don't know if this is going to be easier doing it this way and then putting it in, or if it's going to be easier mounting this bracket on the truck first. I'm sure there's probably instructions online, and we could always refer to those. For now, we'll just see what happens. You know, trial by error, right? Why read instructions? Okay. All right, so these are what come with the kit from Baja Designs. We'll get 2 of each. And let's see if we lucked out, and these being 9/16. They're close enough. Let's go put it on the truck. All right, let's see if we can do this. We got those carriage bolts in. They're pretty tight with the powder coating, so that will actually help us a little bit. It's a tight fit. Without someone else, I think I'm gonna have to lay down to do this. right, that wasn't so bad. We should still be able to do some adjustments once we turn it on and get power. All right, now we will do the other side the other way, where we put the bracket in first, and I'll let you guys judge which way you thought was easier. All right, guys, now we're going to install the driver's side. This time, we'll do the bracket first. So these lights, as you can see, can kind of go in and out, which is very important to be able to get them side to side. So you want to line them up, match them up. Do you want them all the way in? Do you want them all the way out? So right now, this one's kind of tight, and I have it just a little bit in, which is all right. I like that look. So we want to match this one the same distance. Okay. Alrighty, now, not the fun part, wiring. Kind of hate wiring. Basic part won't be too bad. We're gonna sneak some wiring down through there. Probably zip tie it next to the cables for the winch, just to kind of keep it out of the way. And then we'll kind of figure out where we're going to route it. Probably along the back side of the battery here. The auxiliary switches for the truck are actually these. So if you can see, let me get in here, kind of blocking the light there. But this top ones is actually 1 through 4. These bottom ones down here, kind of hard to tell, are actually 5 and 6. So we'll pop this piece off for number 1, which is this one, top left-hand corner, and get that wired in. But first, we'll get this part routed and moved. I think right there. There are 2. Yep. Alrighty, so one all the way over here. Alright, let's see here. Alright. It's always nice, funky looking video. Hope you enjoy this. Definitely don't have it the right direction, huh? Alright, well, hopefully that made you nice and dizzy, going back and forth. Alright, passenger side, coming over here. I'll probably come down here and put a zip tie right on top of that positive cable. That way it keeps it nice and tight. Then we'll pull these up tight into the engine bay. That way we can keep this driver one up nice and tight. Put a zip tie probably right in there too, to keep it out of the way. As you can see, the winch, I mean, it's exposed kind of underneath here, but at the same time, it's out of the way, kind of protected from the elements from the front. Just kind of gets your dirt and stuff from going through puddles. But this is a great kit from Vice Designs. Ended up being a really simple, easy, well, maybe not easy, but overall pretty simple install that I did myself in an afternoon. So I was very impressed by it, very impressed. And if we get enough views, enough likes, maybe we can go from a VR to that new WARN XD, that Xeon XD. Hint, hint, WARN. Alrighty, I want to go over this with you guys because I wasn't real sure. I ordered this truck with auxiliary switches, and every vehicle is going to be different. One of the reasons why companies like Baja Designs and some of the other manufacturers include everything when they send you lights, so they can hook up just a random switch so you can put it anywhere, because they don't know what you're putting this in, whether it's a truck, Jeep, a Subaru. That has gotten real popular, building those little Subarus and taking them off-road. So they don't know what you're putting them into. I wanted to be able to add stuff, attach it to the truck through the auxiliary switch system. I have 6 switches to be able to attach stuff to. And I wasn't sure exactly which wires. So in this system, if you look, you can kind of see there's 3 wires, black, blue, and white. And I was thinking, well, maybe I have to cut one of these and attach it to the auxiliary for the truck. But I was like, you know what? Quick search on Baja Designs website wasn't 100% clear, so I gave them a quick call, and it's actually none of that. So they said you actually are going to eliminate all the harness, everything they send you. This wonderful switch, this wonderful relay, which accidentally knocked the relay off when I was talking with the guy. And this black and white wire we got here, we're actually going to cut this, and this is all we are going to use. White wire is power, black wire is ground. The two white wires we're going to put together and go to auxiliary because we want to just power them together. And the black we're just going to go to ground on the truck. So we're going to start doing that. All right, I just want to explain this real quick. This is the auxiliary plug for the ram. So you take this off. On the back there are 4 little plugs to keep it watertight. This top one is number 1. So you pull one of these out, and I already installed it. I was kind of playing around with it when I was talking with someone else. I had a customer call me about something. So now it's tight. When you are installing this, when you're pushing it in and pushing it in, you'll actually hear an audible click noise. And then you'll see this on the other end. You kind of see it right there. That, once you see that, now when we plug this back in, it's making contact in with the truck. So we will strip this, splice this together with the white wires for the lights. That way we have power. So we'll get that done and get these lights illuminated. All right, I got everything installed. I got everything kind of pushed out of the way for now. Still kind of need to zip tie a couple things. But for now, I'm gonna go find the keys. There's something I'll show you in the instrument cluster that was the program. Never done it, so we'll check it out together. But for now, we'll take a quick look. So everything's done. I was able to get that one ground wire right here. Power, kind of push everything out of the way. I might come back, do some electrical tape, kind of clean it up a little bit, make it look a little nicer. Again, I'll want to zip tie a little bit also. That way stuff just kind of stays out of the way, especially as it runs down through here, down past the winch. Always not rubbing it up against anything, chafing anything. You don't want anything like that to happen, short and then stop working on you. We don't want that to happen. All right, let's go get the keys. So every vehicle and every factory vehicle is going to be a little different on what you can do as far as auxiliary switches. As far as the Ram goes, you just get into commercial settings. The factory setting for it is actually just 0000. So auxiliary switches, again, there are 6. We just did number 1. So type, whether it's the latching or momentary. Latching means it stays on. Momentary is you press it and then it goes away right away. So we want to keep it as a latching, because we want to keep it on. Power source, battery or ignition. Of course, that means battery. I can turn it on anytime I want, whether the vehicle is running, whether the ignition is on, whatever it might be. I can turn it on anytime. For now, I'll leave it on battery. I'm not going to be turning it on and on. I'll be the main one turning it on or off anyway. The wife won't be messing with it, so I'll just leave it on that. Last date, it's not highlighted, so yeah, not something we're going to mess with for right now. So that's something to think about. Again, every vehicle is going to be, every manufacturer I should say, is going to be slightly different, and depending on the year is also going to be slightly different on how that is going to operate. I turned the lights off inside my garage, but it is still light outside, and I do have some pretty big windows. Still some small adjustments I'll have to make side to side, up and down, but overall done. Pretty excited about it. I've been wanting to do this since I freaking installed the winch. Actually, I think I installed the winch almost 6 months ago now. So definitely happy about it. Overall, that was a pretty simple install. Probably would have been easier if I just went ahead and did it when I did the winch, but you know what? Hindsight's 50-50. Lesson learned. It is what it is. Don't forget to check out Baja Designs, WARN, Baja Designs, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and definitely share it, guys. I'm just getting the channel started. Going to do a lot of different installs. Going to get friends through here working on their Jeeps. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you.